think that summed it up. It made me wiser, certainly, even though I cover this subject. I would like now continue with the program based on what you've seen and what you've heard. And I would call upon Mr. P.H. Parekh, the noted senior advocate of the Supreme Court and the former president of the Supreme Court Bar Association. I know he doesn't like to drop names, but I might tell you that Parekh Saab has been actually the guru, where people like Justice Chandrachud and Justice Mudgal were his juniors at one time. I know he doesn't want me to drop names, and he's very embarrassed when I say this, but I introduce him with great pride to this august audience, to you, ma'am, and to you, Mr. Chief Justice.
So, Your Excellency, the Governor, my dear friend Chief Justice of the High Court, Justice Singh, Mr. Vardhwar, Mr. Rai, ladies and gentlemen, our Constitution framers provided for justice. Yes, it has given Supreme Court, High Courts, and the subordinate courts. It has given fundamental rights to the citizens. It has given equality, Article 14, liberty, Article 21. Each one of these articles has been interpreted by our High Courts and Supreme Court in a purposive way, in a way that the citizens get the justice which our Constitution wants to give. In fact, it is more important that the lowest of the low in the country, socially, economically, gets the justice. The rich people have enough means probably to solve their problems with the government, with the bureaucrats. Is the poor who cannot solve any problems, and they need justice. And therefore, access to justice. Yes, of course, access to justice our Constitution has provided, because it has given to the Supreme Court the writ jurisdiction. If your fundamental rights are violated, you can directly go to Supreme Court. You need not go to the lower court, you need not go to the High Court, and Supreme Court will entertain directly. The Constitution, good old days, when I started my practice in Supreme Court in 1969, 5 judges used to sit even to admit a writ petition, because the Constitution says that at least 5 Supreme Court judges will sit to decide any writ petition, including admitting a writ petition. Later on, of course, due to the problems of shortage, the judges said if the matter is already covered, then it can be heard by 2 judges, and for admission it can be heard by 2 judges, and so forth. Therefore, the access to justice becomes very important. Justice is there on paper. Justice is there in the Constitution. Justice is there in large number of legislation made by Parliament and the state legislatures. But how does a citizen get to obtain the justice? Of course, the legal aid system is made, in which all women, all persons belonging to scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and all poor people will get free legal aid. They can go to the legal aid societies. Now, the Parliament could not have done better than entrusting the entire legal aid movements in the hands of the legal fraternity, and by legal fraternity I include judges and lawyers together. They have appointed the head of the legal aid in the country, the Chief Justice of India, by designation. Whoever is the Chief Justice of India is, by Parliament statute, says that he is the head of the legal aid. They have made the Chief Justice of a High Court as the head of the legal aid in the state, and they have made the district judge as the head of a district legal aid. And this Parliament did because it thought that rather than bureaucrats or the ministers or the bureaucrats handling this legal aid, let it be done by the judiciary itself. The trouble today is that a litigant is afraid of going to legal aid, and I'm very sorry to say that I'm connected with the legal aid, I'm connected with the middle income legal aid. A litigant has an apprehension that if I go to legal aid, I will not get the good justice, I will not get the justice which a man who pays the fees to a lawyer. And I must blame our fraternity of lawyers also. We have also become commercialized. Higher the fees you charge, greater your status. I don't mind lawyers charging. Good old days when Mr. M.C. Setalvar was the Attorney General for India, he had made a rule that in Supreme Court, no senior advocate will charge more than rupees 1040 for a admission matter. If it comes second time, 640, and for final hearing, not more than rupees 1680 per day. Today, everything gets into lakhs, and some of our chaps go into crores also, which is very unfair. Because where is the justice then? If a man can't pay so much of money, he has no justice. The best talents is sold, if I may say so, and I'm saying against me and my fraternity. And that is what is trouble. And of course, the judges and lawyers, we have been discussing access to justice. Large number of seminars are held from time to time, and we all do try our best. I don't say that judges and lawyers don't do anything. We do try and do something for us. But I'm very glad that media, I'm very glad that India Legal and APN have taken up this. It is very, very important. Now the media enters our household, it enters our bedrooms 24 hours a day. And therefore, we also, they call it idiot box, but we are also idiot. We keep on switching on all the time. And therefore, media is there all over. And I'm very, very, and I congratulate the India Legal to start this, and this will give some more impact. But at the end of the day, I think it is for us, the judges, lawyers, and any other citizens who want to do something, that it is for us to ensure that access to justice is available to the poorest in the country, to the lowest in the country. By lowest, I don't mean lowest in the sense, in our strata lowest. And if that happens, then I'm sure that there's the beginning which is done today will become successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parekh Saab. That was short, sweet, bittersweet, and very informative, just as I'm sure as all of us expected. It's my great pleasure now, of course, to start the presidential address with none other than Justice Virender Singh. He's always been an example to the rest of his community, to the rest of the Indian community, and of his own wonderful, proud community. He follows in the tradition of some of my favorite judges, Kuldeep Singh and Sarkaria, and any Sarkar is wonderfully safe in the hands of someone like Justice Virender Singh, because I know of the fact what he's done for a 6-year-old rape a child. He took the case on suo moto on the basis of a report published on the small paper, rehabilitated this child, took care of her, made sure that she's educated into a sound and sensible citizen, educated. And it's a wonderful thing that a judge has done this. And not only that, Judge Virender Singh has been a remarkable fighter to bring social justice and equality into the home, to the extent that he has even acted as a counselor in domestic disputes in which the wife and husband or the family were at each other's throats, and were able to solve it just in the way that social workers do in the West. And it's a tradition that's picking up here, and certainly he has set the trend for that. And today, that couple themselves have become volunteers, teaching other couples and other families to live in peace and harmony. It's my great pleasure to introduce him to deliver our presidential address to you. Justice, sir, over to you, sir.
Good morning to you all. Her Excellency, the Governor of Jharkhand, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, Shri Praveen H. Parekh, undoubtedly noted senior advocate, Supreme Court of India and former President, Supreme Court Bar Association, dear friend of mine, but a very, very professional organizer of any event also. I have seen, after attending 2 or 3 functions, events at Bhubaneswar and other places, organized by him, very well planned by him, and a person who professionally arranged those events a person who believes in zero lapse system. That's the beauty of Mr. Parekh, our noted senior advocate. Shri Pradeep Rai, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court, and President, Indian Legal Research Foundation. Shri Inderjeet Badwar, Editor-in-Chief, India Legal. My dear colleague brothers, Justice Saparish Kumar, Justice Mishra ji, Justice A.B. Singh, respected senior advocates who are here in this conclave, other advocates who are also present here, members of Registry of High Court of Jharkhand, other noted advocates from Supreme Court of India, other dignitaries of the dais, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. The endeavor of Politico Legal Foundation magazine India Legal to reflect the current legal issues to society like a mirror is really appreciable. Its excellent analysis about our legal system to strengthen our democracy adds a remarkable value to it. In a nutshell, I can say that India Legal has been nicely performing its role as fourth pillar of democracy. As Mr. Inderjeet Badwar, Editor-in-Chief, said that India magazine started about 2 years back. Gradually, it has picked up its momentum. And I feel that once this conclave is organized here on access to justice, it is surely going to cover Jharkhand chapter and many important legal issues which really concern this state: environmental issue, witch hunting issue, or the difficulties being faced by tribals who are at the remotest area and waiting for access to justice. I am very sure that this magazine now would be covering Jharkhand issues also, the important which Mr. Badwar or his team feels are to be covered. Today's program is a nice endeavor to make research of the effective medicine for a chronic disease which gives unbearable mental pain to the common people who ultimately choose themselves either to be hidden victims or become tired because of the endless to and fro journey between home and the court. Tariq pe tariq, tariq pe tariq, the cynical Bollywood expression about the function of the courts in the country has possibly captured the reality of the system as closely as can be. With people of India as a matter of fundamental right, deserve and expect speedy and less expensive access to justice. As Brother Parekh said, that yes, unaffordable fees have also become a sort of stumbling block for access to justice. That chapter also will be discussing when we talk of legal aid to the needy persons who are waiting for access to justice. Let us start to understand the meaning of access to justice first. My Lord the Chief Justice of India, very recently, while addressing a national seminar on continuous legal education for lawyers and its benefits on 16th of July 2016, held in Judicial Academy, Jharkhand, has expressed very firm views on access to justice by giving 2 examples. My Lord said that if an aggrieved person of Kerala has to go to Srinagar to cover that much of long distance to get justice for a small cause, poor person cannot afford it. Therefore, justice at doorsteps of the people should be ensured. A person remains behind bar till 14 years during pendency of appeal. Is it not a denial to access to justice to him? Said by my Lord. My Lord, the Chief Justice of India also made a note on demand of minimum necessary number of judges by saying that it does not mean that we judges would go on leave and start enjoying holidays, but it is in fact a requirement to meet the workload and enhance the level of productivity, and in order to ensure disposal of cases within a period according to the expectation of common people, and only then the faith of common people towards judiciary and democracy may be flourished at optimum level. Here I would like to tell the august gathering, when I was seeing this documentary of about 4 or 5 minutes, Jharkhand is also covered in that, Jharkhand High Court. That when I say Jharkhand means Jharkhand High Court. I admit, Mr. Badwar, that we have dependency of about 80,000 cases. I cannot deny that fact as Chief Justice of High Court of Jharkhand. I also admit before this august gathering that many criminal appeals are pending in my High Court, in which certainly many persons are languishing in jail also for many years. But I would like to tell you all here that the disposal rate of our criminal DB appeals has gone 130% ahead of the disposal rate of 2012, 13 and 14. It's a figure known to everybody, and it came few days back also released by Supreme Court of India, our figure of 2015. Half yearly figure is collected, then clubbed. Our output is almost at par with our intake. Less than 1% we are falling short of our output. Therefore, with half of the strength which I am having in Jharkhand High Court, our output is almost at par with intake. I don't need any commendation certificate from anybody, but we are making our best efforts to see that there should not be any delay in disposal of the cases, be it be a civil case, be it be a criminal case. I assure you, Mr. Badwar, and other persons who are present here, dignitaries, my brother judges are sitting here. I know their disposal. I'm seeing their working. Brother Presh Kumar, Brother Mishra ji, Brother A.B. Singh, and for that matter, my other brother judges also. When they pick up the file, they really mean business. And they ensure that the case which they take up, that is disposed of on that very day. If not, for any reason, if you have to reserve the order, we finish those cases within shortest possible period, 8 to 10 days. That is the report we are sending to Honorable Supreme Court on quarterly basis. So as Chief Justice, on one side, as I'm admitting that dependency is there, on the other side, I'm also happy with my disposal. We do not enjoy vacations. We do not take leave. I, as Chief Justice, when I go to any district and address my judicial officers, mind it, I always say, and I will go on repeating till I'm in this office, that don't take the casual leaves casually. Casual leaves are not to be taken casually. We get 14, 15 leaves a year, but we judges are not like other officers or whatever it is. Our institution says, yes, if you want to have leave, there should be a reason for that. Don't take it that you get 14 or 15 casual leaves a year, therefore you have to consume those leaves. So please don't take it so casually because you have earned those leaves. So that is the system we have adopted in state of Jharkhand and our High Court that way. It should be everywhere. So this is just I wanted to give. I'm not controverting any statement, but I'm just telling you our performance, of which I, being a Chief Justice of High Court of Jharkhand, is really proud of. My Lord, the Chief Justice of India, while heading a constitution bench now recently, dealing with a case Anita Kushwaha versus Pushpa Sudan decided on 19th of July, just few days back, has also incorporated the aforesaid views by observing that access to justice is a fundamental right granted to citizen by Article 14 and Article 21 of the Constitution of India. The 5 judges bench headed by Honorable the Chief Justice of India in dealing with the matter which arose from transfer petition seeking transfer of civil cases from the state of Jammu and Kashmir observed that the following are the four main facets that constitute the essence of access of justice. That's very important, and I quote, the need for adjudicatory mechanism. The mechanism must be conveniently accessible in terms of distance. The process of adjudication must be speedy. The process of adjudication must be affordable to the disputants. I would like to share here that access to justice doesn't simply indicate towards legal aid provided by Legal Services Authority to needy people in the court, but it has a very wide sphere even beyond courts and lawyers. It includes in itself anything and everything that can resolve the disputes between disputants judiciously. This view of access to justice recognizes that people can resolve their disputes even without going to courts through ADR mechanism, which otherwise is also helpful in reducing institution of cases in the courts. Enactment of Legal Service Authority Act on the strength of Article 39 capital A of the Constitution of India paved the path for establishment of legal services authorities across the country with an objective to fulfill the obligations enshrined in the Constitution of India for delivering justice to all. Provision for legal aid has been made in the Legal Service Authorities Act for ensuring access to justice to the poor persons having annual income of less than 50,000 under trial prisoners, women, mentally ill, differently abled, and persons belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities. The benefits of legal awareness provided by legal service authorities are twofold, which it helps in preventing crime, especially the crimes of witchcraft, crimes against child and women, child marriage, child labor, and at the same time the people are also made aware of their respective legal rights. By dint of enactment of the Legal Service Authority Act, now the access of justice is not confined to the courts only, but other wings have also been introduced for ensuring access to justice, like Lok Adalats, mediation, conciliation centers, permanent Lok Adalat meant for public utility. As Mr. Badwar was telling the August gathering, I am not a trained mediator at all. The couple which appeared before us, I was heading a bench. Brother Chandrasekhar was my bench partner. When the couple came there, now this matter is over, therefore I can share it with you. It's not sub judice matter. I, being a student of psychology throughout, tried to find out that where is the shoe pinching? What is the problem? So I just, after interacting with that couple for few minutes in the open court, I could make out that the girl wanted to study after getting married. Assurance was given by the parents of the boy, that means boy's side, that after marriage we will not allow you to, or will allow you to continue with this study, you will not discontinue it. That was the understanding between two families. In a year's time, the couple was blessed with a child. Now the parents said, parents of the boy, that means in-laws of the girl, they said, look here, we are not allowing you to study further. She wanted to study. Now this was the bone of contention. And then the couple started joining issue on a very, very trivial matters. I said, let us play. I shared it with my brother Chandrasekhar. I said, let us play with the psyche of this couple. I said, मैं अपनी बीवी के साथ हर रोज सुबह 9:45 पर लड़ता हूं, ब्रेकफास्ट खाते हुए, कोर्ट आने से पहले, तो क्या वो मुझे छोड़ दे या मैं उसको छोड़ दूं? आप फैसला करो. उस कपल को मैंने कहा कि आप फैसला करो. I wanted to share with Her Excellency. I said, आप फैसला करो. I don't know what happened. It was just a miracle. Mr. Chakrabarti, who was the father of the girl, he said, sir, please wait, stop here. I am sending the girl from the court itself with the husband. It's very fine. 7 years discord. The father of the girl is agreeing. And the girl went with the boy from the court with her husband. We thought that let us keep this case pending for about 30-40 days to know about the outcome of this all. After 40 days also, the couple came. Father was again with the girl. I told my brother Chandrasekhar that no, हमारी मेडिसिन नहीं काम की. आज लड़की का बाप आया है, लगता है बात नहीं बनी. But anyway, the moment they entered, they said, we are staying happily, sir. Everything is fine. Then we passed the order, which is very important. Then we passed the order. I'm talking of access to justice now. Therefore, I'm going little bit into details of that case. Then we passed the order, and that order has been complied with also. I said, we request executive chairman, who's senior most judge of this High Court, ex officio chairman of Legal Service Authority also, that both this husband and wife should be made paralegal volunteers, because they would be the best persons to tell others about their own story, and they will be able to work as a mediator in such like cases. Our order has been complied with. We passed another order when we came to know that that couple is staying only in one room set. That is their drawing room, that is their bedroom, that is end of all. That this couple should be given memento by Jharkhand Legal Service Authority. Not only memento, some domestic item which this couple can use for their daily use. And executive chairperson, this is an order in black and white. I don't know whether it's correct order or wrong order, but there is no appeal. Therefore, it has attained its finality, and the order has been complied with also. Therefore, there should not be any problem. It's an order. Jharkhand Legal Service Authority purchased a mixie for that couple, because mixie is used daily. Purchased a mixie for that couple, memento prepared, and would be very happy to tell this august gathering that that memento and the mixie, that domestic item, was given to that couple by none else but the Chief Justice of India. On 16th of July in Nyaya Sadan, that is our Jhalsa building. So is it not something which India legal should cover? Is it not a material which Chief Justice is supplying to India legal today for its coverage? Next fortnightly magazine?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Will it be a favor to Jharkhand? Answer comes no. It is required. It's required. So that is what I wanted to share with you. Access to justice is the fulcrum around which each and every component of justice delivery system revolves. There is a real risk of Indians citizens losing faith in the legal system and the judicial institution if it is unable to deliver justice within a reasonable time frame and a reasonable expense. It's a matter of great satisfaction for us that Jharkhand Legal Service Authority, we call it Jhalsa, and the district legal service authorities are playing a multi-dimensional tremendous role towards access to justice. Apart from enhancing legal literacy among common people, the disputants are being resolved through ADR in large number. At present, success rate of mediation in Jharkhand is 49%. The success of mediation in pre-litigation matters is large scale, has reduced a number of fresh filing of the cases in courts, whereas the success of mediation in litigation matters had reduced the burden of pending cases. To many tribals who were languishing in the jail for years together, more than 10 years, more than 12 years, in many cases perhaps more than 13 years, and had not engaged any lawyer. Surprisingly, the jail authorities had also not taken care of that. We opened our legal aid clinics in all the 24 jails of this state. We sent our retainer lawyers. We engaged paralegal volunteers from under trial prisoners and convicts. They were made our paralegal volunteers. And the moment we came to know from them that these tribal persons who are languishing in the jail, maybe for any reason, couldn't engage it, or from their family member, nobody came forward, we provided them legal aid immediately. Not only that, as Chief Justice of Jharkhand High Court, I ensured that their appeals are heard within a month's time. I was sitting in criminal DB for some time. Other benches are also there. And most of the cases in which we have provided legal service authorities, 90% or around 90% cases have since been disposed of, either in acquittal or conviction, certainly on the merits of the case. But fact of the matter is that we provided them legal aid. This is access to justice. Definition of victim was unknown to criminal justice system in India until Section 2WA was introduced in the Code of Criminal Procedure by way of 2009 Amendment Act. After amendment brought in Section 357 capital A CRPC, victim compensation schemes have been formulated by the respective state governments across the country. In this year till June 2016, rupees 80,61,000 and odd were given to the victims from Jharkhand Welfare Scheme 2012, and Jhalsa has played a very important role in it. whereas about 30 lakh and odd rupees were given for victim welfare fund rules to the victims of crime as interim compensation in order to alleviate their sufferings after occurrence and before beginning of the trial of the cases.